putting my shoes on? Jeez, well, I'm gonna come to the program.
Well, I'm sure you'll be okay.
I'm fine.
Don't count on me to carry the show. You'll be in deep trouble, as they say.
I have a feeling that if I fainted out here, fell down and bumped my head, I think you'd be just fine. I do my best to stay out of the way.
Where's Lincoln when you need him? Lincoln, my dog.
Yeah, they think that Lincoln should be the host of the show.
There's Link.
There he is.
He's not actually here with us. That's him.
He's such a cutie.
At the studio, and that's him at the studio. He's studying his ball. Like, what the ball leave?
He is so cute.
That was him in Henderson, Nevada, at our studio.
Oh, he's so expressive, that little face.
No, he's a great man. And I really have to say, when I shot, a couple of months ago, when I shot the video in advance of the shows, he was in the video and everyone noticed that he wasn't moving. He had hurt himself. He's a really active guy. He had hurt himself. And so just the heartwarming notes that I received, that everyone was so worried and things, and he's fine now, but it just, that was very kind of everyone to, and I just know everybody was talking about their own.
It's your babies. Yeah. Everybody, you know, they're our children.
They are our children that never grow up, and it's a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing. All right, we're going to move along. We're going to talk now about cinnamon. This is one of my absolute favorites, and I know a lot of you feel the same. This is for the support of healthy blood sugar levels.
And I just was showing, I didn't even realize, because we don't speak about this product that often and very briefly, but this is just a stack. These are all they're like the thickness of a card. That's the reviews on this product. Exactly. And it's a product that what's fascinating is, I'd say, one of the most requested products I've had in the 36 years that I've been making vitamins has been a product to help support blood sugar metabolism, healthy insulin metabolism. And there really wasn't an ingredient, short of my saying, make sure you take a multivitamin, make sure it contains good levels of the B vitamins, vitamin B12, chromium, things like that. There was no specific ingredient that had strong research until cinnamon bark extract. And the research that's really has rolled in over the last 5-6 years. We introduced our product about 4 years ago, because of course we need to validate all the science and validate the product before we're going to produce it. And this has become a product, if you read the reviews, it's become a product that performs. And so if you're looking for something, and the most important things to do to support healthy blood sugar metabolism is to be as close to your ideal weight as possible, be active, watch the carbohydrate and sugar you take in. It was funny, I was just talking with Colleen beforehand, and who knew when we all grew up eating meat and potatoes? Who knew when you think about which one of those things was going to be healthy or unhealthy? Who knew the potatoes were the unhealthy part, the carbs, and the meat was the healthy part? Who knew? And that when I originally made omega-3s, I had to apologize because everybody thought fat was terrible. We now know fat is not terrible. Fat is our friend. Fat is not our enemy. Our brain is made of fat. So it's fascinating how things have changed. And to really support healthy blood sugar, we need to be less friendly with carbohydrate and sugar, more friendly with protein and fat in our diet. And that contributes to managing our blood sugar better.
Let me show you what the choices are. If you have not tried this, I would love for you to try it. I think you will be you will see how soothing it is to take. The results are there for you. If you deal with blood sugar issues, this helps maintain normal, healthy blood sugar levels. So it is definitely a notice the difference product when you take it. Let me show you the choices: a 30, 60, a 120, or a 240 cap supply. Here is where our regular pricing, that's our everyday great pricing during the visit. This is, again, Andrew's April visit. Here's the pricing today, and here's the savings. And I can't wait for you to...
Actually, it's not the savings, because I decided before the 240 count, we
you're
lowered,
right, it says 39. Oh, for Pete's sake.
We just lowered it to 39 just before the show.
So
that's what you get to do when you own the company.
A Sharpie?
I do have a Sharpie, yes. Don't ask me to do that. No one will be able to read my handwriting.
It's like, is it April Fool's Day? I know that it's not April Fool's Day, but it is April.
It's April.
So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
So you took another $5. That just happened.
So literally, it's literally like a third off, like 30% off the regular price. So
I'm stocking up.
And it's a simple 1 or 2 capsules daily. I don't know if we have time. Should I read some reviews? The key to this product is making sure you're getting standardized cinnamon bark extract. The type A polymers are the most important part but I'll just grab some charts from the top here and see if we have.
Wow, yeah, I mean, like 94% of the reviews are great. I mean, that's pretty amazing. This is a product, people love this product.
And it's one of those products that you can, and it's very important. I know a lot of people focus on their fasting blood sugar. And typically your fasting blood sugar, you say you might want it to be under 100. And that's what a lot of people focus on. And I'm sure most doctors will talk to you about this. The important number to look at is really our A1C, as they call it. And I'm sure I've talked about this for years, and now more and more people are focusing on it, because that really, instead of it being an instantaneous snapshot of what your blood sugar level is when you're fasting, say, it gives you greater insights over the long-term implications of your blood sugar level in your body over a period of time. And that's much more meaningful, both on a healthy level and much more meaningful if it's high on an unhealthy level. So that's what the number you want to look at. And this is a product that you can look at your numbers, and of course you want to do all the other things that are important and beneficial in terms of managing our blood sugar metabolism. But this exceeds expectations. Andrew, I just had my annual physical and was pleasantly surprised when I received my blood work results. I reduced my carbohydrate intake, great, slightly, but I did not change my weekly exercise routine and took just one Cinnamon 350 capsule each morning, and my glucose level was down 7 points.
Wow.
I highly recommend this product to anyone concerned with their blood glucose levels. Thank you, Andrew, for this product. That's from Andy.
That's great.
In Georgia. Can't say enough good things. My husband is concerned with his blood sugar, and he takes 2 capsules at lunchtime, and he has never felt better. His blood sugar is right on target. Thank you so much, from Jean in California.
That's great. So
amazing. I normally don't take the time to write a review, but my results after taking the supplement have been incredible. When I started taking the supplement, my glucose level was pre-diabetic, and my hemoglobin, there we go, A1C, it's basically your glycated hemoglobin. It was 6.0, which is kind of on the border of high, and in 3 months it is now down to 5.7. Yay. I did modify my diet, low carb, and increase my exercise, and I take 2 supplements each day. I will continue this regimen, and hopefully at my next testing my glucose level will be 5.6 or lower, A1C level. I've had no side effects from the supplement, of course not. I will continue to use, very happy, and again, it's not a cure or treatment or prevention for diabetes. The most powerful cure, treatment, or prevention for type 2 diabetes are diet and lifestyle changes. And in most cases, those simple prophylactic changes in our diet, lifestyle, body weight will make it go away. So in terms of type 2 diabetes, there's nothing more powerful than being at your appropriate weight and eating appropriately. And cinnamon is just a wonderful tool. The proper extract of cinnamon, as we deliver it here, is just a wonderful tool to support what is a challenging area of metabolism for most of us.
And that's important, because not all cinnamon is the same. Right. And it's not as though, and it's always good to put cinnamon. We like this in our tea. We like this in our apple cider. We all love cinnamon on our toast. But the truth is, the cinnamon you're buying at the grocery store that you're sprinkling on your toast is completely different than the standardized cinnamon extract that is in that capsule. The potency is so far beyond what we're eating in our diet, and that's where the results really kick in here.
And the clinical science wasn't about people taking cinnamon and putting it in their coffee or tea.
Right.
The clinical science was about a specific extract of cinnamon, and that's what we followed when we made this product. So very straightforward. My job is very simple. When it comes to the science, my job is to make sure that if there's beneficial, positive science, is that our product emulates the science. That's what we do, we'll see at midnight with our omega-3s, and that's what I'll discuss, that probably 98, 99% of the omega-3 products on the market ignore the science. And it's just fascinating to me that all they want to do is sell a product that has omega-3 on the label, but they don't follow the science in terms of delivering a product that will benefit you. And it happens as well with products like cinnamon,
and unfortunately, most consumers don't know that. You know, we know omega-3s are good for us. We don't realize.
We see a product on the shelf that I would imagine probably, what, 90, 95% of vitamins are bought in stores.
Right.
So unfortunately, you don't have a chance to really get someone devoting time, information, education, and even at my company.
Right.
We have folks, you could call my company anytime. Your doctor could call our company and get whatever detailed information you want about the product. We'll be glad to send you whatever information.
The phone number's on the bottle.
Yep.
There's a phone number you can call right on every single bottle. I know we have to wrap this up.
Yes.
We still have many more goodies to talk about here, but if you're ordering the cinnamon, you'll be so glad you did. So stock up for sure. We just lowered that price. I didn't even know about that. The cards, nothing had even been up.